Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing Transformers Tonka crossover with the Tonkanator. Was really like, nah, I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get this, don't really want it. It's just like almost like a G2 colored Devastator, but Autobot and Tonka. And I was like, this just feels like another cheap shot trying to get a bunch of our money, which it was successful yet again. I would not have gotten it online. I just happened to see it in stores, in Target, where I happen to also get Masterpiece Blackout. I decided, like, well, I'll get him. If I like him, I'll keep him. If I really don't, or if he turns out to be a lot cheaper, because some of the plastic does look a little cheap, and I also heard on a couple of online things that, yes, there's like a couple of things got stressed relatively easily, so that's, I'm a little hesitant on that, but we'll see. If not, worst case scenario, I'll just return it to the store, not the one I got from, because I was all the way in LA, and I'm in San Diego, so I just returned to local Targets. I do have the receipts and all that. Anyway, at least I should still have the receipt, hopefully I do. But, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the packaging. Here we have Autobot Mega Dozer, Autobot Skyhook, Power Digger, Mega Hauler, Motor Mix, and Motor Load. Some really weird names, it doesn't seem that imaginative. On the back, pretty much a standard G1 box art, except instead it has Autobot Tonkanator. Function Warrior. Enemies don't stand a chance when they're built to take on the toughest jobs, and then it says they're then combined to form the body Tonkanator. I'm not sure how much it differs from the original bio for Devastator, but yeah, here it is, pretty much same colors, and it's a, well, same thing, just Tonkanator instead. And yes, authentic Transformers Hasbro original, like way back when, 80s style. On the bottom of the box, we have more product shots, and that's pretty much it for the packaging. So let's go ahead and get them opened up. And here we have the crew, or bunch, or whatever you want to call them, out of the box. Now granted, they weren't in their robot modes in the box. I decided, let's start off in robot mode and go to vehicle mode and then combined mode. Anyway, as you can see, there are no, well, I forgot about this, but yay, sticker sheet. Look, stickers for all of them. Yeah, except they're Autobots instead. So, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and show them off with their stickers and then combine them. Well, then transform stickers and then, you know, all that good stuff. So here we have the boys all stickered up, and they look mighty fine, don't you think so? Yes, I do, and they look mighty, well, anyway, I already said that. And there they have all their guns, which I'm not going to remember which one is which is why you have to review the instructions every single time you get these out of the box, in my experience. Anyway, so let's take a look at them individually, starting off with their version of Scrapper. I don't really care about their names, but there he is. Looks mighty cool. I mean, it looks more like a traditional construction vehicle than the green, so I mean, I will give them that. And then to transform, just get those straight, bring that down, and bring around. There, done. On to the next one, their version of Scavenger. Got that. And his detail, I mean, obviously, I'm not even going to bother showing off articulation. When it comes to G1, it's kind of pointless to show off articulation. So pretty much just rotate in. And there we have a scoop. And then here we have their version of Long Haul, which is also pretty cool. I mean, as cool as G1 is anyway. I love G1 anyway, by the way. But he put his hands in, takes his gun, flip that in, pose up, flip his head down, flip that up, and just flip his legs around and pull up, and there we have a dump truck. And here we have their version of Hook. Head flip down. Stickers look pretty cool, although that one's a little bit weird because it covers up a screw. Pull out, flip legs in, collapse back in, and push the arms in. And there we have a crane, which actually works and swivels, which is really cool. I mean, I've always kind of liked G1 Devastator anyway. Sad that when a G1 toy has more than the Combiners Wars articulation had. It's kind of sad, really. I mean, for the vehicle modes, not the robot modes. Obviously, the robot modes have more articulation. Anyway, this is a version of Bone Crusher. Take his head, flip down, flip his feet, collapse in, flip, collapse in, and then rotate down, rotate up, rotate the bucket down, extend his arms, rotate, rotate, and close up, and there we have a bulldozer. And for Mix Master, Master of Mixing, their version of that, Motor Mix, I think is what they call them anyway. Take off Devastator's gun, take off his gun, push his arms in, extend, rotate around, and collapse back in, and there we have them all in their vehicle modes, and my, do they look like a nice set of construction vehicles, except the Tonka does, they're like, oh wait, no, they're not construction vehicles, they're actually little toys, which I think is kind of cool, funny, nifty, whatever. Not my idea, but when I think of them as a friendly little set of toy robots, I find that kind of adorable. And then being a giant robot, I think of them as being a tiny little companion for a little kid or something. I don't know, something weird, like his toys, his set of construction toys came to life. I like that idea more, especially considering that he's friendly and not evil, rampaging, destruction robot. Anyway, there is some storage stuff you can do with all these parts. I don't really care too much about it, but you can store this on here. Come on. Oh, yeah, like this. Just tabs in, like that, and then take this crotch piece, and it kind of just tabs in right there. And then let's see, for the arms, at least for him anyway, or there is 2 little spots right in here. I guess you have to move this out of the way to do it, but you can plug or do it actually backwards. But you can store arms on here, but you can't really have that out, but you can store them on that. Yeah, pop that off. Anyway, the storage on this is pretty much, in my opinion, kind of pointless. Let's see. I know some people will probably care about it, so I'll do my best to show it off, because most reviewers probably honestly don't really care that much for it, so I will do the courtesy, at least, of showing the weapon storage. Whoa, weapon storages. And, where did he go? Oh, he's covered by the instructions. Now he gets a nice pair of wings, to be sure. You plug it in like that, and it does look really goofy. Honestly, I'm pretty sure in that case the original Devastator did have this storage. And it looks like you're supposed to have it with the hand forward. You just pull the hand off, obviously. Plug it in, and then you'd put either a missile in, something like that. But since it does not actually fire, there's no spring, they like just use it as a gun. It's kind of pointless, but I guess we can go ahead and just put it there, and I guess shove that in for now so it just has a fist. And then hook, or Autobot Sky Hook. Well, I guess they just made his name longer, that's all they did. But yeah, I was right about this going on here, but you take this big old gun right here, and then this, I'm assuming, plugs in right on here. So I guess this is what the only reason why that port exists on him is just for that. And then you have that, and then you also put his own individual handgun right there if you want, so you can armor up construction vehicles. And then Bone Crusher, or their Mega Dozer. This, and look, you can tell the arms are designed differently because this one has different holes from the one on that one. So this one's specifically designed for this one right here. And then of course you can put like the other drill on there, or just go ahead and put the hand on there, because why not? And then Mix Master, you just put, or Motor Mix, you just put the big old gun up here, and then his own personal gun right there. And that's a fun way you could store all this stuff if you want to, which I might if I decide not to keep the box, but I'd be kind of crazy not to keep the box at this point. Because, you know, small little figures are likely to get potentially damaged. Anywho, let's go ahead and get to the point we've all been waiting for. Tonkanator. Okay, so now we got all their accessories off. And push to the side, and now I won't be able to know which gun goes to which unless I look at the instructions again. Anyway, let's go ahead and get Scrapper. No, whatever his name is. Motor Load. I guess I kind of get it. But he's a leg now. And now he's a leg now, or at least part of a leg. Yeah, he's an arm pretty much already. Just need to, there we are, right here. Need to attach the arm. Other arm. There we are. Attach the arm, like so. And there we are, got the arm done. And that's the cool thing about G1, even though there's a lot of parts forming for Devastator, or Tonkanator in this case, it's still relatively quick and easy to do. There we are, got the arms. Now, it is a little bit fiddly when it comes to getting all of them held together because they don't all individually link up. I mean, they do link up, they just don't link up in a way without extra parts. So yeah, definitely lots of parts forming with this guy. And then we have Long Haul in his combined mode. Extend and rotate, and you have to be a little careful, just make sure it lines up carefully, because you don't want to overstress it. And then there we are, tabs into place. Rotate this little metal peg out, and there we have all of them ready for combination. And then here we can take Tonkanator's head. You can leave that on there, or you can take it off. Personally, I just say take it off. And then this slides in over here in the back. Slides in and clips into place. Obviously, over time, these are going to wear out, which I would advise if you're going to keep them one way or the other to figure out which way you want them so you don't wear them out. Now, obviously, if you're just going to play with it, I'd say just take care to try not to wear it out, but honestly, it's just going to happen regardless. And you also want to be careful because even though they do combine together, it feels like it's a little finicky in some places where it's like, I don't know, like they just made it work rather than engineering it a little bit differently. But hey, it works, I guess. And then, I guess before we get that, the legs on, let's go ahead and put this on, which just plugs in, one into the roof of the dump truck, and one into the smokestack of the dump truck, or exhaust pipe, whatever you want to call it. And there we have most of him done. And then let's go ahead and get the arm put in. This one first, because this one's kind of finicky and it's easier to put the proper force on it without having the other arm on. And then let's go ahead and get this arm on. Just wiggle it on. And I feel like it feels sturdier than I was expecting, which is good. Yeah, I really do like the fact that it feels about as sturdy as the reissue, or maybe about as sturdy, or maybe a little more sturdier. I'm honestly not completely sure on the sturdiness level because I do not have that one on hand, so I can't perfectly say. But I will say this, that for whatever reason, this one actually, there we are. This leg actually seems to stay on better because I remember mine wanted to spring off a little bit, which was really annoying. And then you just press motor mix into here. But I will admit that this is a little looser than I would like. But hey, I don't know if there's much I can really do about it, but it doesn't impact it too much. And let's go ahead and pan this up. We don't want to pan up too much because he is relatively short. And then we have two main things left to do. So he doesn't look like just a bunch of construction vehicles together, which he will regardless, but he looks more like a combined robot. You just go ahead and put on his accessories pretty much, or the rest of them anyway. And there we have Tonkanator in his combined mode. and he does look, well, about as good as put together as a G1 combiner can look. I mean, granted, I will admit the later combiners looked a little bit better because he was the first, at least the first one the first that was released in the US, and he was 6 instead of 5, and the others make a little more logical sense, and they're engineered a little better to go together rather than just, hey, there's this little triangular weird shaped thing that slides in the bottom of one robot and then molded just so that the vehicles can fit. Anyway, I mean, I'm not complaining too much, as it is pretty cool, and he does have elbow joints. As far as articulation, like I said, it's not really any point because it's G1. There's no leg articulation, no waist, anything, nothing. He's pretty much a statue from legs up. Head can look up and down just a little bit because of the hinge for storage configuration. Arms can't really go out. There is a little bit of a swivel, but then this gets in the way. There's elbow just because of the place where it's connected, but on this side it doesn't bend as much because of the treads. On this side, that's why this side's best for the gun arm, because you get the most articulation. And then rotation right here rather than right here because of the swivel of the scoop, which is pretty cool or nice because at least you have both arms can move. So pretty much the only articulation you get is in the arms, and then a little bit of because of the connection and the way it's hinged. But that's about it for the I guess one last thing. I mean, you could give him a drill hand. I mean, it's not as big as like in the show, but hey, you can give him drill hands if you want. But anyway, yeah. So that's about it for the Transformers Tonka crossover Tonkanator. And if you like this review and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. And until next time, have a good one, everyone.